Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Rolling the dice on silver. Let's explore. There I rolled a pretty good hand. That's not bad there. That's about as good as it can get. Let's try it again. That's not too shabby. Doing okay so far. These represent high silver prices. And we hold silver, we're doing pretty good at these prices. They're up pretty good. So think of those as 2011 prices. There we go. 8, still not terribly bad, but it could be better. Prices have come down a little bit. I mean, that's 2012, 2013. Wait. And there we have got ourselves a 4. That's pretty bad. Now the prices have come down substantially. Oh, this is not good. This is not good at all. Let's try our luck this time. Maybe these prices could be purchases or whatever when we buy and when we sell. And so there is a 5. Not very good. It's not looking good. The trend is down now. Let's try it again. It is 7. Still not very good. But you know what? It's okay. It's average. 4. Now that's not a very good number, right? This is awful. Man, not doing too well with the silver. Okay, we have 6 this time. Now, still not the best. It's languishing. Silver is languishing now. Okay, here we go. That big spike in prices. Now we're looking great. Man, 11. Does it get any better than that? Only one other roll could get higher than that. Wow, that's crazy. Man, this is awesome. That's an 11. But you know what? Let's throw something else in here. Another dice. And look at that. Amazing. It's going through the roof now, guys. It's going through the roof. We have 3 die here. And we are talking 16 there. Wow. Man, who would have thought? We're just riding high. Uh-oh. And then look what happened. 2 of those dice are very, very low. This is awful. This is awful indeed, for sure. But why did I throw that 3rd dice in there? Well, because we reached a new floor with the silver prices. And I think that's something that's really hard to really measure. But you know what? I think as we go through time, we're going to see this type of thing happen. And even though we've rolled a bad hand again with another one, it's only 1 more. It's still, there's a potential for higher numbers with those 4 dice. And even more as we go through history into the future with a 5th dice. So now let's roll all of these and see what we get together. We've got a really good hand, and this kind of hand is something that you want to see with silver. And you're likely to see it with the more dice that are in there. What do these dice represent? These dice represent essentially all of the strikes against what's going on in the economy. This one could be quantitative easing. This one could be deficit spending, the debt, all these different factors that are going to do nothing but boost silver in one way or another. Even if we rolled all 1s, what's the least we're going to have with these 5 dice? 5. But more than likely, we're not going to do that. More than likely, even if it's a number, it's going to be, one of those is going to be more than that. So we'll never get below 5, that's for sure, between these 5 pairs, or 5 dice together here, 5 die. And that means that silver will never go below a certain number. And more than likely, that's going to be a rare hand to roll all of those in that way. Let's try it one more time. Look, we still rolled a pretty low hand. 3 of them are 1s. 1 is a 3 and 1 is a 5. Now, you may say, Uncle Sal, what are you doing that? What kind of analogy is this? Why are you using dice to represent silver? Basically, you're saying silver is a gamble. Well, and I can understand why one might think that. But let me put it to you in this way, because I can see why one may come to that conclusion. I'm going to just arrange these for an average hand. Yes, I'm manipulating the silver price now with my dice here. I'm going to arrange these a certain way. And let me just explain it to you like this. Life is a gamble to an extent. The way the silver price moves, as volatile as it has been, one could easily come to the conclusion to think, especially with how volatile the prices have been, it does seem like a gamble. And that is certainly an understandable reaction. But really, in the sense, for the long term, silver does quite well. Silver is a way to hedge against economic instability. It does follow silver in that follow gold in that regard, and reacts differently it rides the coattails of gold in due course. And I think that is something very important to understand, is its volatility compared to gold. With that regard, it is predictable in that regard. So it will go up, it'll go down, really along with gold. But I still think it is a hedge against the dollar's depreciating nature. And if we can understand that and utilize that to our advantage, I think it will help us. And so that even if we think we're rolling the dice whenever we make a purchase of silver, I think it gives us some insight and understanding that even if we make a purchase and it falls dramatically, and by the way, it has before, well over $1 at a time, for multiple days we've seen that occur. We've also seen it move the other way, $1 at a time for several days, on the way up. And so in that way, it could seem very risky when you accumulate it. And you do that in the silver markets, where basically in the ETF paper silver markets, where there's not much spread. If you buy the physical and you hold on to it, well, and in due course, you have to take into account premium loss, premiums gained, or what have you, depending on the type of silver you buy. But nonetheless, the metal in and of itself is one that it is something that, through the course of time, has really been a more stable asset than currency that is out there today, any and all currency. And so therefore, it is a metal that you can be proud of to hold on to, and because of the nature of what it is through the course of history. So if you ever feel like you're gambling buying silver, I can understand why you would think that based off the roll of the dice. But in the end, you hold on to it. You don't sell it on a whim, and you don't buy it on a whim either. You use an averaging method. And I'm going to talk about that probably in a future installment. But nonetheless, if you do it a certain way and use your good common sense, exercise economic and fiscal responsibility, well, you're going to do okay with silver. And also, another aspect of this is to diversify. To diversify with gold, which is the ultimate stable asset, I believe. Then you will be, I think, fare very well to diversify within precious metals, but also outside of precious metals. There is more to life than silver. There's more to life than gold, for sure. And there's other ways to be able to invest as well as strategize and hedge. But nonetheless, I believe in silver and I believe in gold as ways to hedge against economic instability. And really that's what it's about. Even if at times we feel like we're rolling the dice on our purchases, and rolling the dice when it comes times to sell if we need to sell. But really the bottom line is you accumulate for the long term as far as stacking this stuff. There are flips, there's ways to be able to buy silver, but if you're buying it and are needing to sell it every couple of months or every couple of years, then you're doing something wrong, because this is not the type of thing that you get into, that you sell every year or what have you, unless you can find opportunities and capitalize on those opportunities. That's a whole nother story. But I believe that there's ways to be able to accumulate and to hold on to silver and to make those purchases so that you don't feel like you're rolling the dice on silver. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch this video, and encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.